So, hello, friends. I'm so happy that I have Glenn, who is an retired executive. And instead of me telling you about who Glenn is, I'm going to ask him this as a first question. So, Glenn, tell us about yourself first.
Okay, Girish, I'd be happy to. My name is Glenn Lemmerick. I have been a very satisfied investor's client for 34 years.
Yes, actually, tomorrow is Glenn's anniversary with us, and it's an honor to have clients like Glenn. But today's conversation, Glenn, is about the EFP campaign. We are running this campaign. EFP is Everest for financial planning. I have a few questions for you because you are a retired executive. You have seen a lot of the world, a lot of things. So, based on your own experiences, what do you think of financial planning?
Okay. Well, first of all, I would say financial planning is very important. I would say it's critically important. And if I may, I'd like to share a bit.
Please go ahead.
I sort of backed into financial planning. I put myself through university, and when I graduated, I had a student loan, and I needed to pay that back as quickly as I could. I developed a budget to make monthly payments in that regard, and which I did. Once the loan was retired, I elected to take the same payments and start putting them toward my RRSP.
Wow.
And then shortly after that became an investor's client, and only then did I realize that I was involved in a financial plan and that I was practicing something called dollar cost averaging, which was something I was not aware of then. So I sort of backed into this situation. So I started contributing to my RRSP on a regular basis using the same payment schedule as I did formerly for my loan. And I knew I didn't have much money, but I did have time. I was in my 20s at the time. And so I made these monthly contributions and saw my investment portfolio continue to grow. A few years later, I got married, and my wife and I revised our plan accordingly, recognizing that we would be a dual career couple going forward. About 10 years after that, my wife got quite sick and wasn't able to work. And so we had to immediately revise our financial plan again because our household income was going down and our medical expenses were going up. So thank goodness we had a financial plan. And I guess one thing I would suggest is it's one thing to have a financial plan and another thing to have one that is current and revise it as often as you need to keep it current. To be candid, if we didn't have a financial plan in place when that situation presented itself, we could have been financially crippled. So it certainly reinforced to me at that time and has since then how important having a financial plan is. I'm now in my 60s, now retired, and I'm happily retired. And I'm happily retired because I have a financial plan that continues to reinforce the fact that I can do whatever I would like, whenever I would like, and I am not at risk in running in outliving my money. So I'm very thankful in that regard. So as far as your endeavor, the Everest for financial planning, I think it's a marvelous idea.
Thank you.
The higher level of comfort people have with financial planning, the better off they will be. And it'll dramatically and positively affect every aspect of their life. And I think the idea of setting up a scholarship fund in that regard, Girish, is a marvelous endeavor. I wholeheartedly support it.
Thank you.
And if I may, I would like to make a $10,000 donation to the EFP Scholarship Fund. And at the same time, if I may, I would like to challenge some of your other clients. Many of your other clients have a greater net worth than I do, and so I'm sure they're capable of making even larger contribution. But if I may, I would like to make that $10,000 donation to you in support of the EFP fund. And I know that for your upcoming trip to Mount Everest, first of all, it took a lot of planning on your part. So we're talking about planning. There's financial planning, and then there's goal planning, which you're doing here with Everest. You've done the planning. You're about to embark upon your trip. and may you have sunshine and blue sky as you ascend Mount Everest.
Well, it means a lot, and thank you so much, Glenn, that you are willing to donate $10,000. I want to tell all our friends that any money that you donate will be tax deductible, like 100%. You will get the tax receipt for your donations. No money is going to come to me for my personal use or for the expedition cost. The entire money is going to go to charity. And Glenn, you are such an inspiration to all of us as well as to many of our clients. But coming back to my thoughts that I want to gain your understanding on, you have been doing the financial planning for decades. There must have been some moments when there could be some disappointments, some frustration, some failures in the financial planning. I want to know if there were moments, and if yes, how did you deal with those moments, and how did you maintain your confidence and trust in financial planning?
Yeah, great question. So as I look back at the window of time in which I've been involved in financial planning, which, as you said, has been a fairly wide one, there's been some unexpected things that have happened. Things to come to mind would be 9/11.
9/11, yes.
When I take a look there, that was a variable none of us could have forecasted, and the impact it had on everybody's financial plans as it dramatically affected the economy as a whole was quite dramatic, and it was a bit traumatizing. And so what I elected to do as part of the plan was, rather than sell funds when things were in a depressed position, was in concert with my investor group of representatives to rework some of these funds and to rebalance them and put more money in and ride it out, which wasn't something I planned to do, but developing the plan in concert with the investors group has paid tremendous dividends in that regard. In addition, I would say perhaps the second one would be the financial crisis in 2008.
Yes.
Which again had a dramatic effect. It was hard to see how we're going to come out of it. At the same time, thankfully, through consistently revising and updating the financial plan, we were able to rebalance to accommodate the realities of life and work our way through it. So those are things that I was pleased to be able to work my way out of, and thankfully, it's the financial planning done on a consistent basis is what helped me get through it.
Well, thank you, Glenn. Like, your input is very valuable. But continuing with my questions, you led one of the Fortune 500 companies in your career. When you look at financial industry as a client, what are some of the reforms you would expect financial planning industry should bring out? Of course, we have a lot to improve on, but from your perspective, what are some of the things you notice that as a financial planning industry we should change or do better?
I would say one of the things that can be done better from an industry perspective is exactly the initiative that you're undertaking, and that is to have more certified financial planners that are out there, and at the same time, we as a society need to become more comfortable with budgeting and financing. There's many people that have a plan for nutrition so that they have a very good diet. There's many people that have a plan for fitness to ensure that they eat well, they exercise well, and they both do them so that they will be healthier and live longer. We need to have another thing called another silo, a financial plan, to assist so you can eat well, you can be physically fit and be financially fit. And those three things taken as a whole will help you live a long, healthy, productive life.
Thank you so much, Glenn, for sharing your thoughts. But coming to the next question, you are so enthusiastic, so excited to share or to support EFP campaigns. So I want to know, why are you supporting EFP campaigns so much?
As you said, I'm an advocate of financial planning, and I've had the ability to leverage the knowledge and expertise of a number of investor group representatives and advisors in each of the cities that I have lived in, and they are so well qualified and professional, and it's the CFP
Yeah.
designation is what allows them to impart the kind of knowledge and expertise that's required to help individuals, clients, build plans that are relevant and current.
Wow, thank you so much. Finally, two questions, because just to address the formalities and legalities. Do you support EFP campaign?
I do, absolutely.
Okay. And would you allow us to put your interview on social media for the benefit of other Canadians?
Please do.
Thank you so much, Glenn. I sincerely wish you a happy, healthy, and wealthy life.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Have a great day.
Thank you.